Hi, it's Mike Stiles, and this is This Week in the Metaverse, your weekly newscast that keeps you up to date on everything that isn't real and yet is. If you listen regularly, you will be the Metaverse expert in your crowd. It's June 27th. Let's see what happened this week. So far, the Metaverse has been a bit of a wild, wild west, and if you're partial to getting shot in the street at sundown, bathing once a week or less, or having whiskey as a daily staple of your diet, that might appeal to you. But others like to think for a community to thrive, there needs to be standards and order. The Kronos Group put together what they've called the Metaverse Standards Forum, and some impressive names are a part of it, including Meta, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Alibaba, Autodesk, Epic Games, IKEA, Sony, and the list goes on. The more participants are there, the more this starts to feel as effective as Congress. The philosophy behind it is, hey, this metaverse thing isn't going to develop into anything unless we work together to come up with some standards so that things will work smoothly together. This foundation of open standards or interoperability is what they're shooting for. They or their avatars will start meeting in July. When the notion of cryptocurrency first came out, it was sort of easy for a lot of us to get our heads around it. Oh, it'll be like money, like the kind we see Abe Lincoln looking all serious on, but it'll be digital, represented by a picture of something like a doggy. But then people started hearing about lots of different cryptos. That's when they started getting confused as to how all of them would stick around, be legit, and be accepted. Which leads us to the question, just how many cryptocurrencies are there now? CoinMarketCap says the number is more than 20,000. Why did that happen? Because they're being created not as a revolutionary new way to do commerce, they're being spun up as investment vehicles. Possibly not a good plan, since the crypto market's lost its value by over half this year, but you do you. And it's easy to do. You don't have to go through a complicated regulatory process like you do when you list stocks, which is why calls for regulating crypto are getting louder. What problems could possibly present themselves in the metaverse? TechTarget.com recently listed out some of the potential dangers. 1, even more data collection by third parties and privacy issues, because people's digital footprints will only get bigger. 2, more problematic access and identity management, because every vendor has their own methods. 3, more cybersecurity risks, because every new platform hardware is just another opportunity for evildoers. 4, all the bad things that come from people with high anonymity running around digitally. 5, harassment and assault. 6, possible reduced productivity when people are working together virtually. Studies are still being done on that. And 7, the widening of the digital divide, meaning not everyone has access to all the cool, expensive gear that allows you to get into the metaverse. Many people will be left out of the experience and have to stay human. Zipline did a survey on how people are feeling about this whole metaverse thing, including what role brands should play in it. While Gen Z apparently wants brands to take a stand on social issues and save the world while making delicious cookies and cool-looking shoes, 85% of them are indifferent about brands being present in the metaverse. 83% of all generations said the main reason they use the metaverse is gaming. And NFTs are pretty low on the list of things that lure people to the metaverse. Less than 5% gave that as their main reason. But the older you are, the more likely it is you're into NFTs. 84% of Gen X said they'd be at least somewhat interested in getting an NFT from their favorite brand, while 63% of Gen Z respondents said that. So, if you're a brand, should you be thinking about the metaverse or not? Well, there's nothing wrong with thinking, and hey, it's a chance to have yet another meeting. But the advice is stick with things that already exist and work and make those experiences awesome. 85% of Gen Z respondents and 75% of millennials do want hybrid shopping experiences, like mixed reality in stores and online shopping. The next story is for adults only. In fact, I'm writing it using a sultry neon sign font. But as it turns out, being a sex worker is really difficult because your finances are constantly at the mercy of banks and credit card companies that have a tendency to hassle people in this occupation. If you make sexually provocative videos or perform live via webcams, call me. No, what I meant to say is, if you do those things, you may have had your accounts shut down by the likes of PayPal, Square Cash, and Venmo, which is why many sex workers are turning to crypto for payments. Not to be a sex worker coach here, but there are a lot of advantages, like no chargebacks, no commission fees, no banks to deny transactions, and complete control over what you earn. Crypto isn't very judgy. Some have even turned extra entrepreneurial, starting a crypto-based adult platform called Wet Space. They're also jumping on NFTs, selling photos through the Spank Chain custom NFT marketplace. Experts, in technology, not sex, say this is no surprise. Porn has always been the earliest to adopt new and emerging technologies. What if you're a big vocal early proponent of crypto, but then since you have a business to run, you suddenly say, never mind. That's what happened to Bored and Hungry. It's a burger place in Long Beach with a Bored Ape Yacht Club theme. They proudly proclaimed that they were the first restaurant to accept Ethereum and ApeCoin. Guess what they don't accept anymore? That's right, Ethereum and ApeCoin, or any other crypto for that matter. You'll only find prices listed in those crazy old US dollars. Nobody at the restaurant will answer any of the LA Times' questions about when this went into effect or if it's permanent, but the theme is still the same, probably because the owner spent more than $330,000 for the NFTs on display. That's what we've got for you this week. Subscribe to the show or just stay in the dark and let all this sneak up on you. And we'll be back next week.